Hi, I'm Ruth, and this is Ruth's Random Creativity channel. Yes, I really am a reverend. I'm a priest in the Church of England, and I love being creative, and I want to share that with you. So I have promised that I'll share both my successes and my failures, and in this piece you'll see both. The first time was an absolute failure, so I reworked the piece, and I hope you'll agree that it's a success in the end. So do have a watch. I'll explain as we go through the video what I should have done, what I shouldn't have done, and then hopefully you can learn from my mistakes. So do click like if you like it, put some comments on, let me know what you think. Thank you, enjoy. I start off mixing white acrylic paint and some silver glitter into my resin. And this is my gold, which I used gold glitter, and this is just a cheap makeup tray that I took out some of the colour that I wanted, crushed it really finely and mixed that into the resin to create the gold colour, and that's black acrylic being mixed in there. And what I realised looking back is I'm very clumsy when I'm pouring, and as you can see I can drop bits and pieces. I'm trying to lose the drips that I've created. There's my dog Tex coming to check out what I'm doing. This is the first time I've tried using a hairdryer to try and blend colours, so I'm experimenting a bit and I really don't know what I'm doing, but I'm liking what's happening, and I get a bit more bold as I go along with the hairdryer, moving the colour around. It's really helpful watching back. You can see things that you could have done better, things that you might have done differently. What you'll see in a moment is actually blend a little bit of white that hasn't mixed, and I can see now that there's actually a pretty flower there that I could have stopped and used, but I didn't see it at the time. I just carried on mixing, adding more paint. I need to learn to slow down and stop and look at what I'm doing. You'll see again in a moment I pour some of the gold glitter in, and again looking back it's a really nice place to stop, but I just keep going. There, I think looking back that looks quite pretty, but no, I keep going and pour more black, and it just becomes more and more blended because I'm not getting what I'm after in my head. I have a picture in my head and it's just not working, and I should have stopped much sooner than I really did. And in the end it just gets far too blended, far too mixed up. This is how I left it, but this is how it ended up, blurred with some patches on top that weren't even, so I decided to completely rework the piece. This is just pure white resin coloured with white acrylic paint. You can see my colours on the right hand corner there. Just covering over the disaster that the original piece was, is how I felt. Now, I didn't want to waste it, and what I'm learning is nothing's ever wasted. It's all learning opportunities. The mould I used created a lip around the piece, so I'm trying to fill that in with this resin here. That's what I'm doing, going to the edges, just bring in the new resin to create a smooth, even piece. You can still see a bit of the marble effect underneath, but I think that's okay, that adds to it. I'm using a hairdryer here just to pop a few bubbles and to try and smooth it out. What I've got in my mind is a spiral, but I'm trying to be really careful in not spilling any of my colours like I have before. So I do the basic spiral first, and then I gradually get more and more courageous. Now here I'm thinking this is a bit too polka dot, it's a bit too uniform. I wanted something more random shapes, so that's why I'm going in and making some slightly bigger. You can see there I'm trying to fill in the drips and just looking to try and make it interesting rather than just a plain polka dot spiral. And the more I fill in the dots, the more the spiral will come to take shape. Different sizes, different shapes. Allowing it to drip sometimes, being more careful at others. Just slowly adding more to build up that spiral. I quite like that one where the one dot has gone into the other as well. The piece of cardboard is to level out my table, as my table is crooked. Always make sure you level your table, otherwise your resin will just flow where you don't want it to. Just adding a few final bits to make that spiral, and then ending the spiral at the bottom corner there as well. And this time I've made sure I haven't overworked the piece. Just a few final drips to finish the piece, and then I stop. I hope you like it. Do subscribe if you want to see more of my tutorials and more of my pieces, and click like, that would be really helpful. Thanks for watching. Bye.